Good morning guys, Jan Paul Pakibot here, and let's talk about niche marketing or niche marketing. There are many reasons why you have to pick a niche when you start marketing the projects. One of the reason is your effort, your time, and the money you will get, and how often or how long that money will come to you. So without further ado, let's talk about first project. Then second is city, developer, price range, property type, occupancy status, payment options, ownership type. So let's go to the next slide. Project-based niche marketing. Project means that you only pick one project of that developer. For example, you only pick Mandani Bay. Of all the projects of HT land or Hong Kong land, you only pick Mandani Bay. The reason for it is that once you pick that project, you will be able to learn more about in-depth information and how to market that project properly, because there's only one project you're focused in. It could be lot only, it could be house and lot, it could be condominium, it could be rental, as long as the project is only one project. When somebody asks you about that project, you will sound like an expert of that project, because every day you are doing nothing, learning nothing else but this project alone. So your level of expertise with regards to this project will be unbeatable compared to agents who are trying to learn a lot of projects, a lot of marketing, a lot of different types of projects. Later, when you pick a project, you will learn more about why project-based niche marketing is more beneficial than the other niche-based. So let's continue. City-based niche marketing. Let's just say that you're from Lapu-Lapu City. So once you pick this type of niche, which is city, since you are in Mactan, you are familiar with everything, every important establishments in Mactan. For example, market, bank, schools, hospitals, churches, gasoline stations, money changers, everything that your client will be asking you about that particular city will be of your own disposal. I mean, at your disposal, because you are familiar with the city. You live on it. You live. You learn a lot of that city since you are living there, and you will never get lost. So your buyer is confident that you are really the right person to talk about. He wants to buy a property on that city. But the problem is that because this is a city, there are condominiums, house and lot, lot only, for rent properties within the city. So even though you're trying to market the properties within that city, you still have to pick a smaller niche within that city. So that's one problem. But again, once you're very familiar with the city and you stick with that city alone only, you'll be able to master most of property types, price range, what you call this, occupancy status of each property that is coming or already built in that city. So let's go to the next slide. Developer-based niche marketing. So let's just say you picked fill-in-based. Fill-in-based has a lot of projects. They have lot only, house and lot, condominium, probably rental also. Once you pick the developer, you will be familiar with the activities of that developer. And since the developer knows you, so there's a smooth communication between the two of you, the staff and you. So since you're selling most of their projects, there's still a problem there because you have to be familiarized with every projects they have, where it could be lot only, house and lot, condominium. So anyway, it's not really a big problem since you're only selling fill-in-based projects. Little by little, you will learn to memorize all the all the information, all the details, and all the strategies of how the fill-in-based market their projects. Price range based niche marketing. Let's just say you're selling townhouses. Townhouses are considered low cost. The price range from townhouse, let's just say 1.5 million to 2.4 million, let's just say. And duplex is somewhere from 2.5 to 4 million. And the single detached is from 5 million to 10 million. Other single detached, just like houses in Maria Luisa, they reach up to 30 million, 100 million, depends on the size. So when there's a new low-cost townhouse in Liloan, since you pick the townhouse, you will go there in Liloan. But when there's a new townhouse in Naga, you will also go to Naga to try to learn about this project because it's under townhouse, which is your price range based niche marketing, right? So when there's a townhouse in Balamban, what will you do? You will go there just to sell this townhouse. So again, townhouse are easy to sell because there are more buyers for low cost, and there are more units of townhouses compared to single detached and duplex. But the problem is because you are focused on the price range, wherever there are townhouses, you have to go there, you have to learn them and try to market them. You will be attracted to visit that place because there's another townhouse. Again, there's nothing wrong with selling low cost because the more you sell and the quicker you sold a unit, of course, the quicker you get the commission, hopefully. And by the way, with regards to price range, the payment option sometimes is pag-ibig, 24 to 36 months. So the releasing of the commission is probably on that range also, 24, 12, 30, 36 months. With regards to single detached, there are only few single detached in every project, maybe 8, maybe 10, depends upon the developer. But most of the time, people who buy single detached houses are really capable of paying the down payment right away, and they will mostly go to bank financing or cash. So you can bet that your commission will be a little bit faster or bigger when it's released from the developer, because your buyer is capable financially. Now, property type based niche marketing. You're thinking that maybe I should sell a single detached house, right? Because the buyers are financially capable, the commission will be released really fast because of course they can pay cash or they can pay bank financing. But again, there are lot only, like the lot only in Liloan, that are facing the sea. Most of the prices there are from 8 million, maybe higher than 8 million. I forgot the price range, but the price range there is, of the lot alone, is much higher than the single detached houses. So the problem with picking lot only is that you have to find projects that are within that price range and facing beachfronts. If that project is very few, lot only beachfront for sale, that kind of projects are very few, seldom. So you have to compete with all the agents who are also interested with that niche. Again, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's the best option, because sometimes agents are like, yeah, I don't want to sell that kind of property because there are only few inventory and it's very far and only rich people can buy that one. So it's really up to you to decide if you like to pursue that kind of niche. Condo, the good thing about condominium is that in a 500 square meter or 1 hectare lot, you can build a condominium that has about 200, let's just say 200 to 300 condo units. Even though the lot is very small, the condo units that you will be able to sell is almost as comparable to the units on a house subdivision. The house subdivision will need a lot of land space, but the condominium only needs 2,000 square meter, 1,000 square meter. Still, the units there are very many, that even though you'll be competing with other agents, you still have time because of course there are many inventory. Then let's go to the next slide. Occupancy status. I'm not saying that this picture is a real pre-selling project. Let's just put this an example. If the project is pre-selling, people will be asking you about pre-selling projects, of course, and your website will be full of pre-selling projects. And there are techniques on how to sell pre-selling projects. One of them is, sir, this is pre-selling. The price is still low. Few months from now, it will increase. Instead of paying that, instead of paying the appreciation, if you buy now, of course, the appreciation will be your gain. Something like that. And the other one is ready for occupancy. Of course, ready for occupancy projects, most of the time, the owner, not the developer, the owner will require cash. Sometimes 2 gives, 3 gives, sometimes within 6 months, within 12 months. Shorter time, bigger money, bigger commission, faster releasing. The problem with ready for occupancy projects is that your commission, you will get your commission from the owner, not from the developer. So when the owner is in US, of course you have to chat them, email them, wait for them to come back, ask them for the papers, send your clients papers to them while they are in US. So those, sometimes there are problems you will encounter with ready for occupancy units. And I'm not saying this is true for everyone, but we have experienced that the seller or the owner did not pay the commission. Or sometimes the owner says, okay, I will give you 5%, but in the actuality, he only gave 3%. So sometimes, because he is the owner, your transaction is only between you and him. Unlike the developer, that there are more agents and real estate agency that is connected to that developer, and the developer, they have staff that can accommodate your questions. Where is my commission? When the commission will be released? Again, I'm not saying anything about ready for occupancy. A lot of people get rich selling ready for occupancy projects, or ready for occupancy properties. It's just I'm saying that in every kind of niche there is pros and cons. So it's really up to you. So next is payment option. So this is what I'm saying with regards to low cost or townhouse. When it comes to pag-ibig, your buyer, I'm not saying this as a bad side, or I'm not criticizing the buyer or putting down the buyer since they are paying through pag-ibig. This is how we view as agent. Your buyer, of course, he will loan to pag-ibig housing loan, and the releasing of the commission will be 12, 24, 36 months. So it's really up to you if you're patient enough to wait for that commission. I'm just telling you that that's the reality of pag-ibig. And sometimes pag-ibig buyers have the tendency to lose their job. For example, they are abroad and we don't know the contract ends, and the buyer defaults, fully stopping the payment of the pag-ibig. Next is cash only. The commission is cash also, really fast. 1 to 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, really fast and really big. The problem is that, again, you have to find the seller, and sometimes you'll have a problem when the buyer don't have enough cash. So not all has cash. Ownership type based niche. Ownership for sale. The ownership is full, while for rent is partial. Let's just say the for rent, he will rent it for 12 months, and you get 1 month commission. In the for sale, you get the commission. It could be part of the down payment. There are people who get rich marketing for rent properties. Then again, for rent is you have to, this is a buy owner's contract between you and the landlord. So with regards to releasing the commission, you have to find that landlord or owner of the house. And of course, you have to monitor your leasee that he is not destroying something in the house. You will maintain the things and peace and the things that he signed in the for lease contract. So again, you will be very involved in regards to foreign properties. For rent, you really have to check it if your tenant is a good tenant. Sometimes the tenant, for example, like Chinese, Koreans, the owners do not allow tenants that are Koreans and Chinese. If I have to decide which niche pick, I would say pick the project-based niche, which is close to your house or close to your city where you live, and be sure that the project has a lot of inventories, like 500 to 800 units, and the project or the developer has a good reputation, and of course the units are within the good price range. For example, Mandanay Bay, this If you're selling penthouses and there are lots of penthouses here, you can pick Mandani Bay and focus on penthouses, because people who buy penthouses are the units that are on top. People that will buy penthouses, they will not buy studio units. They will buy penthouses. So if you live in Mandawi City, I say go for the project-based niche marketing. You will be the expert for this project. You will be the best person to talk to. The buyer will have high confidence in talking to you, since you're only selling one project, and they can show that you're there once they move in, once they submit their documents. Anything they want to know about Mandani, updates, construction updates, any changes, policy changes, you're there, you're always updated, so they can be sure that you're the one that they need. Okay, this is a recommendation: project-based niche marketing, which is within your city, near you, good inventory, 500, 200 units, 800 units, and the price range is good. Because if the prices is good, bank financing is available, cash is available, commission will be big, and the releasing will be faster. Okay, I hope you learned something. Thank you very much.